Unmute your mic.
So, welcome back, guys. We're back. Good evening, people. Yeah, we're back with another podcast. Sorry about that, guys. Rookie mistake. I'm on my phone today. I'm turning to AirPod out, but my mic's completely destroyed right now, people. I don't know what's going on with it. So we have to improvise with the phone. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. Mute myself. What a rookie ever. I've been doing this for like 2 years. You thought I'll probably learn, but anyway, we're back here, guys. Monday, of course, we're here to talk everything Arsenal. We're going through recapping the game. That crazy game, man. I can't believe I'm saying it's crazy because it really shouldn't be a crazy game against Leicester at the Emirates. No, it shouldn't. But we're going to go through that game. We're leaving it late against Leicester. We're going to recap that. We'll talk about some of the standout players in that as well. And then, of course, a big one tomorrow night, guys. We're back. Champions League returns to the Emirates Stadium. And if Arsenal PSG, man, big game. Looking forward to it as well. So make sure you guys get all your thoughts in down below as well. Hit like buttons up. We're joined by my guy Rory. Yeah, it's only me and him at the moment. Dom will be joining us later. Seb, had to pack for his holiday, so all the best to Seb. He's not here tonight. Unfortunately, he felt a bit tired. Probably because he got ripped in the group chat by Dom about Pedro Neto and Raheem Sterling comparisons already, by the way. But anyway, Rory, my guy, how you doing? You all good?
Yeah. I'm all good, man. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Have you recovered from that from the game on Saturday?
Just about.
I,
Just
I
about.
usually I say that if we've lost the game, but the way how the game was, bro, it was like, nah, this football club, bro, like seriously, like we are lucky that we're not, having heart attacks watching this football club, right? Every single season, yeah. It was like this when we played Luton last season as well, bro. We
Yeah.
both ended up watching on that one as well, that crazy 4-3 one. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the best place to start. We'll quickly recap that game, leaving it late against Leicester at the Emirates after a fantastic first half. I watched a glimpse of back. I didn't watch the full game back. I watched like glimpses of it, and I'm like, that first half, man, fuck, we battered them, bro. Like completely battered them. We had a little moment in the first 5 minutes where Partey made a little pass, and then Vardy had that ball and then California blocked it. But then other than that, Leicester did absolutely nothing. They barely got a touch in our box after that. Yeah, we dominated, controlled the game. We got the 2 goals. Martinelli was absolutely cooking. Trossard was having a great game. It was all going well, man. We 2-0 up at half time. All I was thinking at half time, bro, was, yeah, that's the second half. Let's go and get a few more goals, 3-4. Because it should have been like in the first half. And then one little lapse of concentration, they get one goal back. And after that, it's all panic stations. And it's a fantastic goal, to be fair, from James Justin. Like, unbelievable strike that was. Fair play there to him. And then we're sat there 2-2 out of nowhere at the Emirates against Leicester City, having to try and finesse 3 points. And we did eventually. Trossard missed a clutch. I know it went down as an own goal in the end, but it came from him. Made it 3-2. Absolute scenes towards the end, obviously. Then Havertz made the scoreline a bit more respectable. Funny enough, it was the exact same scoreline that we beat them 2 years ago at the Emirates as well, both 4-2, which is interesting. But Havertz killed the game off completely 4-2. But yeah, bro, let's get your thoughts, man, Rory, on obviously that whole game and sort of is that firstly, is it a concern that we're at home against Leicester and we've obviously gone 2-0 up and just completely thrown away a scoreline like that?
I don't think so. I think that was arguably the easiest game of the season so far. Definitely didn't go through heart trauma with any of that game. Just plain sailing. Absolutely superb. Yeah, you can tell. In all seriousness, Arsenal, what are you doing to me? I mean, look, I'll revisit what I just said, by the way. Yes, it is a concern that at home, we're making hard work of it. From 2-0 up in the first half to then 2-2 come the second. after tallying 37 plus shots. Their goalkeeper, Hermansen, whatever the fuck his name is. Honestly, I've never heard of that geezer before. And that day, he decided, I'm just going to pull off a blinder. He was absolutely phenomenal. So kudos to him, because he did not deserve to be on the losing side. And it was the only way of beating that goalkeeper, pretty much. A deflection. But simultaneously, they pretty much scored one of their goals via a deflection and an absolute stunner. Look, it is concerning that we are conceding goals still at the Emirates. I thought we bypassed this a long time ago, where we were keeping clean sheets at home and we had no issues. I don't know whether it's because of the pressure or if we're just the favourites and it just turns into complacency. I don't know, but it needs to be sorted out. Next week, or this week, should I say, against Southampton at home. I know we've got PSG, but Southampton at home, who are in the relegation zone, I believe, joint bottom, that should be plain sailing. Can we just have an ordinary 3-0, 4-0 victory? No dramas, no red cards, please, because that was way too close for comfort. Honestly, I could not. I honestly could not deal with it. Deal with the backlash after the game if we would have drawn 2-2. 2-2 against Man City, you can let that one go away from home because we were down to 10 men. But against Leicester, I mean, at home, although both goals, I'd say the first one could have been preventable. Kai Havertz, I think he should have done a bit better and got tighter to his man. The second goal, I don't really pin much blame on anyone, really. It was a stunner, and James Justin is not going to hit a better strike than that. Make no mistake about it. So that was just a brilliant goal. As for Leicester, though, what a disgusting team. Parking the bus against a team that supposedly park the bus every single week. Nah, disgusting team. Parking the bus away at the Emirates. And once they scored to make it 2-2, they went and parked the bus again. What are you doing? They deserve to have their points deducted after that. Shocking.
Yeah.
Absolutely shocking. Why on earth did they park the bus against us? Against a team that park the bus every week, apparently. Yeah. What can I say? Another thing I want to touch on is the PGA MOL, yeah? Now, I'm just bored of touching on this every single week, it feels like, but I've got to get this off my chest, yeah? When Saka got fouled, I don't know if you clocked this, Josh, but when Saka got fouled in the first half, what did Ndidi do? Kick the ball away.
And got nothing.
Yeah, got nothing, right? Dermot Gallagher, whatever the fuck his name is, in the PGA MOL studio, is sat there saying, apparently the reason why he shouldn't have been sent off was because Saka was on the floor. Well, hold on a minute. Bernardo Silva was on the floor in that same passage of play when Trossard got sent off, but by the letter of the law, you've got to go if you kick the ball away. It's shocking. And then they go on about the fact Calafiori should have been second yellow carded, and I'm like, where's this for the incident? Was it Oliver? God, I can't really pronounce his name. Oliver Skip in the first half. Where? Like, seriously, what is this sole agenda with Arsenal? You go through the Calafiori challenge, fair enough, but what about the Oliver Skip challenge in the first half? It's hypocrisy. I can't lie, and obviously, even if we would have drawn the game, I wouldn't be sat here blaming the ref. But I just thought after seeing the PGMOL touching on the incident with Ndidi and then
Yeah.
Calafiori and the fact he should have been sent off apparently, which it wasn't really a reckless challenge in my opinion. It was a definite foul, but it was not worthy of a second yellow in my opinion. I also hear fans turning on Calafiori, you know the ones, but yeah, I just other than I guess the second goal, where his positioning, was a little out of place. He had a really good game.
Yeah, I thought he's brilliant.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We know them fans, absolutely pathetic bunch. The new Zinchenko, apparently. Like, the guy's just come in and has made, 2 starts already for Arsenal. But, yeah, happy that we got the win, but my word, we didn't have to make it that stressful.
Yeah, man, for sure. Especially against Leicester, man. Like they some won a game all season. Steve Cooper's their manager. Like we should have. That first half display just showed that it could have been 4 or 5. And then just it shows you, man. Premier League, man. In the second half, you concede 1 goal. Lose a bit of concentration just like that. How quickly football can change is 2-2 just like that. But we got there in the end. We got the 3 points.
What I will say, after when Leicester scored to make it 2-1, it was just pretty much red waves overflowing like the first half. We were still creating chances. Leicester still creating nothing. And then within a blink of an eye, they make it 2-2. Like, let's not make out Arsenal were terrible. I thought the performance was actually good. Like, we created so many chances, and the goalkeeper had one of them days where he could save the Titanic. But yeah, I felt like the performance was good, but we need to cut out this complacency, bro. It's just it's getting a bit concerning. Although what I will say, Man City have had these games before, like the Brentford game early on in the season where they went 1-0 down inside like 20 seconds. And apparently in the opening 10 to 20 minutes, Brentford could have been 2 or 3 up. So City have had these sort of games before, but I'm fully expecting this week against Southampton, that it's going to be plain sailing, hopefully. Because honestly, I cannot deal with another game like that with red card dramas. We go 2-0 up. We've seen this script before a couple seasons back where West Ham, Liverpool away from home. I know it's Liverpool, but West Ham at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, my days. I couldn't bear to go through another 90 minutes of that. But we got the victory in the end, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. Listen, we're going to talk about some of the standout players just in the game because if you want to mention and get your thoughts on, sign off with Martinelli for me, a player who, not just myself, but I think we've criticised not just this season, but last season as well towards the end of his consistency, of him lacking a bit of confidence, maybe of him just making poor decision making in the final third, his end product not being there. But what I must say is that guy, I think, proved himself. I thought he stepped up against Leicester. I thought, especially in the first half, he was absolutely, got not just because he got the goal and assist, but his overall play was superb. He's actually taking on, his players. He's becoming less predictable as well. I noticed in the Leicester game, and yeah, now he has to go for me. He has to do this from now and keep it consistent. It's going to be a big test if he does start against PSG. But what did you make of him, bro? Martinelli performance against Leicester.
Yeah, a lot better than what we've seen previously of Martinelli. It turns out that a left footer at left back was the solution this whole time. Calafiori, ever since he started as the starting left back, and he's played behind Martinelli, 3 goal contributions in, was it 2 games? So it's looking good for Martinelli. And you can say it's Leicester, but he bagged an assist away at Man City when we were 1-0 down. So, yeah, I think he's starting to produce, but now we need consistency from him. I would start him against obviously PSG tomorrow and Southampton at the weekend to see whether that confidence is firing in his belly still. But yeah, he was really impressive. For the first time in a couple of games, actually, I've seen Martinelli run at the defender and utilize his pace properly. But yeah, I was really impressed with his performance, and oh, it's been far too long as well with him not scoring. Because yeah, a player of that quality, he should be banging at least 10 to 15 goals. He should be. I mean, after last season, it should have been a wake-up call, in my opinion. And so far this season, I still maintain that he's not really been at the level that we expect him to reach because, as I said, this season should have been a wake-up call for him. Right, I need to click into gear now. But I thought Saturday he was superb, and hopefully he continues this consistency, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. It's all about that now. It's continuing, this consistency in Martinelli because we've seen how good the guy is. We know how good this guy can be. And he looked, back to his normal self. But yeah, I know it's only Leicester. Let's see how he, goes on from here. Hopefully, that gives him the goal. He's got the goal now. He's got, had a great game. That gives him a bit of confidence boost now to push him on. Because we know when he on his day, he's a quality player. So just quickly, there's a question from, and anyone have any questions for us, please put them in the chat, and I'll read them out. AFCOS says, why didn't Havertz close down the free kick for Leicester? It was like with the Man City corner for the equaliser.
I mean, I did point that out, to be fair. I think
Yeah.
Havertz should have done better
Yeah, he should have.
for the first goal. The City equaliser, I don't know. I think it's mixed with both Havertz and Ben White to an extent. So you could pin the blame on either one of them two, to be quite honest. But I don't know about you.
Yeah, no. Listen, yeah, as we mentioned about with the Havertz one, look, maybe he is a bit lazy. I thought for
Yeah.
that sort of free kick that Leicester equalised. But yeah, I mean, Man City. I mean, you're on about their the second goal, right?
Yeah, second goal because equalised,
Oh
didn't
yeah,
they?
the corner. Give me 1 second, by the way, because I just realised something. Dom, I forgot to send him the link. He's waiting to come on. I forgot to send him the link. I've completely Dom. If you're, he's literally been waiting for the link, and I sent it to you, but I forgot to send it to him. So he's been waiting. He just got back as well. Give me 1 second, yeah. I'm on my
Yeah.
phone, so I have to send it to my phone. 1 second.
Oh my. Oh. But yeah, where were we? I'll just carry on in the meantime. Shall we talk Martinelli? Because I think, as I said earlier, he has drastically improved in these last 2 games. And I do hope he continues it. Because how many fans have really got on his case recently and been saying, we should be selling him is... I mean, I hear it because at the end of the day, you would have expected a response from the guy. But I'd say so far this season, started slowly, was in and out of the team. And in these last 2 games, he's actually started to produce a lot more. I also want to touch on Ethan Nwaneri, which I didn't do in my match reaction on my channel. So, yeah, what a fucking Moby. But, yeah, Nwaneri, when he came on, 2-2, he comes on 4-2. So, that's all I'm going to say. I think Nwaneri was excellent. First thing he did when he came on, ran at the defence, snapped at a shot which was saved by the goalkeeper, and ultimately he was a game changer. And I think he has to be knocking on the door to start now. Have you sent the link now? Or?
Sent it. I've sent it, mate. He's coming on. Yeah, he's coming. What an idiot, man. What's I even thinking? Like, I'm not with it today, people. I'm not with it. But yeah, Don will be joining us very shortly, man. He just got back in for his football training, so he'll be in around 5 minutes. But yeah, bro, you mentioned a really good one there, bro. I was gonna ask you him next. Nwaneri. You know, this guy came on, bro. He came on. Was it how long did he have when he came on? 5 minutes or 10 minutes?
I think it was 10 minutes.
10 minutes, my guy had. Yeah, he came on 10. Was it 85th minute or was it 80th minute? I swear it's 85th, or that might have been someone else we brought on. Maybe that was Jesus. We might have brought on with 5 minutes to go. I can't remember. It was one of the two.
5 minutes.
What? 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Nwaneri had 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, that guy came on. Yeah, he had a shot straight away, which I think went past the goalkeeper. But no, he looked electric when he came on, man. He gave like a bit of boost, a bit of energy when he came on, guys. Like honestly, and I feel like I'm glazing the kid too much because like I said the same against Bolton. I know it's only Bolton, but you know the way, not just because he scored a brace, people, but what I loved about his game against Bolton was it's like he's been playing with Arsenal. You know, we know how he's so young at 17 and it was his first of a start in a competitive game, but the way how he came in, the majority that he's shown in that Bolton game, it's like he's been there for many, many years, like an Arsenal regular player, if that makes sense. Well, he just slotted in like it was nothing, went about his business, yeah, and his attitude and everything like that. Really, I mean, the guy looks a very, very good player. And for me, I don't see him starting against PSG because it's Champions League. I think Arteta goes, Southampton's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. You know, especially like Odegaard's out. I know Mikel Marino's back in training now. But I reckon we'll put Rice back to the 6 and maybe drop Thomas Partey. But I think that's the option there for me. Like PSG, we'll talk about that in a minute in terms of lineups. I think he'll go more experienced on set because it is Champions League. But the Southampton game, just bear in mind we're at the Emirates. It's a bottom, like a relegation candidate. A team that's most likely going to go down. We're going to control the ball. We're going to control the game. He's going to get a lot of the ball. And when he came off the bench against Leicester, the guy actually, for 5 minutes, by the way, he looked decent, man.
Yeah, took a shot, won a corner, and was straight in there with a tackle towards the end when we were 3-2 up, I believe. I mean, the kid is. I mean, I said it. I said it after Bolton. The kid is just so tenacious, and every time he gets hold of the football, there's just no fear whatsoever. Like none of this. Would you call it? He doesn't play with an orthodox like style of football. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where he gets hold of the ball and he plays it backwards. It's always head down. I'm going to run at this defence. So 17 as well, and the fact he had 5 minutes, as you said, and we won the game 4-2. I mean, it tells a different story, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah. Don, mate, how you doing, bro? Thanks for joining us, man.
How was fishing?
How are we? I enjoyed fishing earlier. That was good fun. I caught me a Seb.
Then I went
to go and play football.
Nah, it's good to it's great to obviously have you on, man. I mean, we've only been talking about obviously the Leicester game at the moment, and then we've not even touched on PSG. So I'll quickly get your thoughts on that game. Obviously, a fantastic first half. We was all saying, cruising in proper control, man. Completely. I don't, we controlled them in that first half, and then sort of one goal from then, and just like that, how quickly football can change 2-2. But then we did get the 3 points. But what's your overall thoughts, Dom, on that 4-2, mate, against Leicester?
Yeah, I think it was. Look, I think let's start with the positives, shall we? I think the positives for me were we showed attacking intent. There was a lot of negativity around the side, in the Tottenham Atlanta City week about negative football and Sean Dyche football, which was always a load of baloney. Like you're playing 3 tough away fixtures with an injury crisis. And 10 men, you've got you've got to be pragmatic. I said at the time that I think it shows that Arteta knows a different way to win when need be, or draw, as it happened on 2 occasions. I think this showed the attacking intent, and I think that's what we wanted and needed to see, because I think that's what the question marks were about the side. Can it do it attacking wise without Odegaard? It scored 4, could have scored 7 or 8, but I think you're exactly right. I think I will praise the mentality towards the end because they stay calm. They always believed they were going to get that
Mm,
third and then ultimately the fourth. But I think the concern you would have would be the mentality around probably a little bit of complacency at the start of that second half. I think we believed that the game was won and it wasn't. I think the thing that baffles me slightly is this luck narrative that's going around. Yes, in some ways, it's lucky that that ball goes in off Ndidi. But I think you can say the same about their first goal as well. And I think ultimately, when it comes to this luck narrative, I think you make your own luck in many ways. Everyone used to say Alex Ferguson, and I know this is before your time, guys, but in the '90s was, they were a lucky side because they always scored late goals, but they didn't. They always believed they were going to score. They always believed they were going to create chances, and they created lots of chances. And I think that's what we did. And eventually, when you do that, often enough pressure tells, and I think that's what happened. So I think that was my overall reflection on the game. I think the other positive I would say would be Martinelli seems to be refinding his form. His head is up a little bit more now. You can see that confidence coming back. I think that's a positive side, but I think a real positive for that has got to be, I know he only played 10, 15 minutes in the end, is Ethan Wanyeri.
yeah.
I think it shows that Arsenal justified to send Vieira out on loan. I know he's been injured and hasn't played, but I think that's the right thing for Vieira, and I think it's the right thing for Wanyeri to get those minutes. So I think, they're the positives from the game. The downside, as I say, that little bit of complacency, but also that defensive positioning for the second. I'm not going to dig
Mm,
out Calafiori. He was the man at fault, but I'm not going to dig him out because I said pre-season, before the season kicked off, that I was expecting to see Marino, Calafiori. The season kicked off by the time Marino came in, but you know what I mean. I expect them to be eased in slowly with difficult starts, and I think particularly as defenders, I think in a system as complicated as Arteta's, and you've heard Partey talk about it, you've heard Rice talk about it, you heard Saliba talk about it, you've heard Ben White talk about how difficult it is to come in and understand what's wanted of you. I think you're almost better playing a lesser player in a position because I think Calafiori is, if everyone's fit and everyone's at the top of their game, I think he's a justifiable starter in that back four. But it just
mm,
takes that time to get up, and I think he's used to us. The way we defend is probably different to what he's used to, and I think he's just got caught in the wrong position. And he's been caught a couple of times in the wrong position, but it doesn't worry me because I think that's part of the learning process. But you could sort of
yeah.
see that there, and you can see why he was eased in with how difficult those first games were. But I think big 3 points, massive considering City drop points. And look, I think Arteta would have bitten your hand off for where we are in the table after these first few games, given how difficult that start was. It's the hardest start any side has had. When we're 1 point off the top. So I think it was a positive day, and I think the players will take a lot from it. But we'll talk about
Yeah.
Paris Saint-Germain later. But that's going to be the big one coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And yeah,
Mm.
very well said as always, Dom. We're just talking about, you mentioned him briefly about just, we're talking about a few standout players. Firstly, Martinelli. Great to see him have a good game, man. Getting himself a goal and the assist as well. Overall performance looking very, very good. And also, as you mentioned, bro, now wary, like this kid, even though he came on, it's like 5 minutes, Rory said. It was like he came on for 5 minutes, but in that 5 minutes, the guy looked fantastic, bro. Does he, in your opinion, Dom, right? I know we'll talk PSG a bit later, but Southampton especially, does this guy deserve a start based on what you've seen?
So I would have
January?
started. I would have started him Leicester because I think his
Mm.
confidence was high. Because I think you could have got
Yeah.
away with a single pivot against Leicester. I think that applies for Southampton as well. I think you just start him in that game. For me, I think he looked really good. I don't necessarily think he will start. I think Arteta's going to do a Phil Foden, like Pep did with Phil Foden, and ease him in slowly over time and ease those those burdens and expectations on him. But I think undoubtedly for me. I think you certainly you either start him or you hope that you're 3-0 up after 55 minutes and you bring him on for a decent chunk of time. He obviously got a lot of time on Saturday. I thought he came on a little bit early in the 85th minute, but I can't remember, so I'll bow to Rory on that. But he obviously got the 10 minutes of stoppage time. But I think Rory, I caught you as I was just going on that his head down and he beat 3-4 players and drove at goal with literally his first touch of the ball. And I was hearing people that were in the stadium saying you just felt him when he came on. The whole team almost seemed to take a bit of confidence and calmness that the manager believed they were going to do it because they're putting a 17-year-old kid on, and he just brought that calmness, and the whole ground sort of seemed to sort of take a breath and sort of think, relax a little bit. So yeah, I think I would give him a start against Southampton. I wouldn't start him against PSG, but I don't definitely start him against Southampton. But I don't know what you boys think.
Rory, what would you start him? PSG or both, or just Southampton?
I'd love him to start against PSG, because that's a player to me that looks ready to play any game at the moment.
Yeah, but sorry, but the thing is though, like, Trossard did well there as well, didn't he? In the game.
And you can't really drop Martinelli at the moment because you want to keep that confidence fire in his belly. So
what about Partey and playing a single pivot with Rice at 6? I prefer Rice at 6 anyway.
yeah, I mean, I was hearing Moreno, however you say his name, is back in training.
Should we just call him shoulder blades?
Shoulder blades.
I mean, did you see the training images?
Yeah. He was properly getting stuck in.
Bro, like, bro was giving piggybacks to Gabriel and that, and I'm like, no, not again, Gabriel. Swear, mother's life, I swear, if you do this again, you're getting deducted
Gabriel
wages.
drops him.
Oh my god. But yeah, against Southampton, it's a no-brainer to start Winery. Why not? Like,
well, they're losing 3-0 at Bournemouth. No disrespect to Bournemouth, but
are they already?
Yeah,
it's like half time.
Yeah.
Jesus. So there you go.
Listen, like I would say we should go in there scoring 5 against them, but when they bottom the league when we played them in that Emirates, and it's when you was there, Rory, right? That 3-3.
Oh yeah.
And they were rock bottom that season as well, man. So I'm just gonna.
It's a Premier League. You can never take anything for granted.
Exactly.
Like, really,
Exactly.
Like, in all seriousness.
Yeah, like we conceded within like what was it? 15 seconds or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of those ones where it was we conceded a couple that season, although and we conceded a couple. I think it was we conceded against Fulham doing it as well.
Bournemouth won it as well.
Yeah, and Bournemouth where we got the goalkeeper up high. And that's tactical. I'm not going to put the fault on Ramsdale because he's clearly been told to play there because you can see him go there in every game. You saw David Raya do the same as when it was Raya. But yeah, we got caught out. We lost the ball and basically got broke on. And Ramsdale's always backtracking. It wasn't a lob this one, but yeah, we conceded early.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being in a long queue to fetch. It's just a bottle of Coke, really, because at the time I wasn't drinking, and I still don't drink a whole lot. But yeah, I was just waiting casually in this long queue before kickoff. The moment I sit down, you can see the ball hit the net, and then I hear the Southampton fans celebrating. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I've hardly sat down in my seat yet. Like at first, I thought the warm-ups were still on, because I didn't check the time.
You thought
I
the
didn't check
Southampton fans are cheering the team news.
yeah, over a warm up. I thought, hold on a minute, is the warm up? Is it kickoff? Like, what's going on?
Rory, bro. I got a question from Drew. Who the fuck is that behind you? Are they dead? Is he on about your teddy or like your mannequin or something? Whatever.
Oh, I thought it was one of those blow up dolls,
Oh
you know,
my
for
It's a teddy with a
Oh.
neck pillow.
Let's have a look, Rory. Let's have a look. Oh, mate, that's sick, man.
Mate, that's
You,
freaky.
yeah?
Yeah.
Imagine looking at. Oh no, mate. How'd you even get that done, mate?
I don't know.
My question isn't how. My question is why.
I don't know. I remember getting it for my birthday. I mean, it's about it.
I'll lay dead.
I'll tell you what.
Dead.
I'll tell you what though, especially for Seb. Anyone think they'd rather have Patino over Ranieri right now?
Oh, Seb, mate.
Whoa.
That's why he ain't
No,
turned up
in all
tonight, guys.
seriousness,
He's hiding.
in all seriousness, yeah, he's packing, isn't he? He's going on holiday. Bless him. I hope he does nice. Genuinely hope he has a nice time.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Patino hasn't actually played a minute yet for Deportivo, but I really think he will be a success there. To be fair, I mean that was just me being a bit naughty, but Ranieri, to Rory's point, looks ready. You know, he's not listed in our first team squad, but anyone that doesn't think he's in the first team squad is, you know, it's for the birds, right? I mean, he's definitely in that first team squad, even if he's not registered, because we don't have to register him because of his age, which is why I've always argued the squad is bigger than it looks. But he looks special. He really he's got a bit of a Saka about him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I was just going to get on to Saka. Now, you're probably thinking, Josh, what's this guy on about? Because you literally said he was not great at the weekend against Leicester. Look, allow me, right? I was worn out after that game, so I've had some time to dissect the game and watch it back. Saka, I feel like against Bolton and Leicester, I know it's Bolton and Leicester, but since Saka has had, I'd say, the captain's armband, I think that sort of encouraged him to up his game up a little bit. Because
it would, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon he's performed really well in these last two games. Not saying he's not been performing this year, because GA, you can't really ignore. But at the end of the day, in terms of his performances, it has to be said they've sort of tailed off slightly from what we, of course, have seen of Saka in these 5 years. Has he been here for 5 years? I'm pretty sure he has.
Yeah.
Or is it 4 years in the senior team?
This is technically his 6th season since he made his debut, but he got 1 appearance that season. Because I've got his stats in front of me. Because I think you're right. I don't think he's been at his best this season, but he's 6 matches, 1 goal, 5 assists in the Premier League.
Yeah, got robbed with another assist as well.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, but you're right, Rory. He's not been at his best, but yet he's still 6 goal involvements in 6 games, and it's not like they've been easy games. And I'm not.
But what I'm trying to say,
and there were none against Bolton officially. No goals or assists against Bolton. So it's
but what I'm trying to say is, I feel like since he's had that captain's armband, it's as if I'd say a switch has been flicked. Right, I need to offer a lot more than he is at the moment. And I think it was Saturday he created the most chances out of anyone on the pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, Rory, I agree with you entirely. I think he has been better since he got the captain's armband. I think there's a lot more to come from him because he's not been at his best. But as I say,
I can't lie.
Imagine how good he might be if he finds his form again, like proper form.
Imagine.
Yeah. Also, Timber at right back. Could he displace Ben White?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been saying this. I think, look, it could be a similar situation to Ramsdale. Ben White served his purpose really well, and he's been a brilliant signing for Arsenal. But can't lie, I think Timber is a starting right back.
Well, he
I've been
was a
saying
right back
for
at
ages.
Ajax, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I think it's a bit more nuanced than that, Rory. So I think I think Arsenal are trying to get away from this notion of a first 11 towards where different players can play. I think where it will be now, to your point, is I don't think he'll be the automatic right back when everyone's fit. I think Timber will get plenty of starts in that, but I don't think that's a bad thing for White because I think he's almost
yeah,
overplayed in the last few years, so I think that's probably a good thing. But I don't think, unlike Ramsdale, because you can still get plenty of minutes for Timber because you play a goalkeeper or you don't play a goalkeeper, but it's not like you switch your goalkeeper. I think you get plenty of minutes, but I think you're absolutely right that if you were to name a starting 11 right now of Arsenal's best starting 11, I think you're right that Timber is that right back right now.
yeah. You know what? I reckon if Timber would have stayed fit last season, he would have started as the right back ahead of Ben White anyway. Because I think the
Maybe,
plan
yeah.
was to invert both Timber and Zinchenko into the midfield. So we would have been playing with two inverted fullbacks.
It's
But
mad, bro.
obviously Zinchenko
Ben-
was injured at the time, so we had to play
Mm.
Ben White, and Timber had to shift in as the left back.
Ben,
So I've been saying this for ages. I think Timber will displace Ben White at some point, and I know Ben White's injured at the moment, but can't lie. I think it could be. I'm not saying Ben White's gonna leave Arsenal come the summer, but I don't know. He might have to hold bench for a while. Maybe Ben White might be shifted back in as a centre back rather
maybe.
than
Well,
a right
he's not.
back.
He's not going to replace Saliba or Gabriel, though,
Saliba,
is he?
Gabriel, yeah.
But what
Yeah,
I think to Rory's point though, so I don't think he will lose all his minutes, but I think he will have to share them much more with Timber. And I think
yeah,
if everyone's fit, to your point, Rory, I think that there's a very good case for Timber starting, in that position. But I think I don't think it will be quite as clear cut as that for two reasons. One, Ben White is still one of the best right backs in the league.
yeah,
Secondly, he has a very good relationship with Odegaard and Saka, which I think is integral to the way Arsenal attack.
mm,
But I think he will share the minutes. And like I said, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing for Arsenal. But I do think that if something, touch everything you've got, gents, if Saliba were to get injured, I think Ben White would be the one that would come inside. I think you're absolutely spot on. I'd rather have Ben White at right centre half and Timber at right back. I think that's a better way
yeah.
round.
I mean, in the past, we've played Ben White as the overlapping fullback. Recently, he's been playing as the inverted fullback, so he's not really been able to get forward.
Attackers, yeah. And mate,
So,
Ben White,
whereas
have you seen
Timber,
Ben
I've,
White, bro? Have you seen how good he can cross a ball as well, man?
yeah, I mean, Timber as well. Like in the first half, I counted. I don't. I mean, I lost count at the time. The amount of times he vomed down that right hand side
Yeah.
and whipped in
Chances he
crosses.
created, yeah.
He's got a good cross on him as well, Timber.
Mm.
When
Well,
he's
I think
not as the inverted fullback, because
I
Calafiori was doing most of the
Yeah.
inverting. I think you're
deputising in the
absolutely
field.
right. But this is where I think Arsenal and Edu have been building this side for years, right? To get to this point where actually, oh no, Ben White's unavailable. Jurgen Timber's going to have to play. Oh no, like it's exactly where you want to be. And I think we're almost getting to that point where actually, with the exception of there's always going to be players that are irreplaceable. Odegaard, Rice, Saliba,
Yeah.
probably the three, right? Where there's a drop off whoever comes in because they are that good and that important. But I think around the rest of the squad, you are almost at the point where Martinelli's unavailable, it's Trossard, or Havertz unavailable, it's Jesus. And that's probably Jesus for Havertz is almost one of the weakest links right now. If you're to make a replacement, Marino's unavailable, it'd be Jorginho, or Rice and Partey, because you start to look at that second 11 and it's still bloody strong. You're probably arguing Jesus is the weakest link with the exception of Neto, the goalkeeper. If you were to go through your second
Yeah.
11, what is it? Neto, Tomiyasu, Timber, Kivior,
Kivior, yeah.
Zinchenko.
Yeah.
But it's probably
Jorginho, yeah.
Jorginho, Wanyeri, Sterling, Martinelli or Trossard because I think they're very interchangeable, and Jesus. That's your
Jesus, yeah.
second. and that's your second 11. That is not a bad second 11, and it's why I always insisted that I'm not worried about squad depth this year. Ideally, I'd want Tierney is the odd man out, and the back he's a ninth defender. Ideally, you probably want him replaced with. Ideal world, you'd have had him out this summer, but obviously got injured, not because he's a bad player, and another forward in. Just to, but the numbers are there. But but you look at that second 11, you think that's still strong enough to win the league. I'd argue it is a stronger second 11 than City's, mostly because I don't know who plays for Haaland.
Just imagine we have them 3 signings that we desperately need. I'll say midfielder. Well, yeah, another midfielder perhaps. Because obviously Waneri's still young. Like, we've got to give him time to ease in. So we might need another 10, someone who can play as the left winger, perhaps, if we want to replace Martinelli, because we might do next season. A striker, obviously, and a right winger.
I mean, I don't necessarily think we
get
would
them
get
3 positions, then yeah, you're sorted. Because we don't need any more adjustments in defence because we're sound. But
I mean,
just,
I don't want to wish
we
away
need
the
more
season.
attacking players.
I don't want to
That
wish
was the
away the season.
criticism, I feel like, at the end of the transfer window. We didn't get enough attacking outlets in. Like Vieira, we loaned him out, didn't get a replacement in. We sold Smith Rowe, we didn't get a replacement in. Yeah, we got Waneri, but still, if you're not going to bring in anyone, then you don't let go of both Smith Rowe and Vieira.
I don't know what Josh thinks here, but I think we did replace those two. I think the one we didn't replace was Eddie Nketiah. So I would say that Smith Rowe played most of his minutes at 8 last season. Well, that's Moreno. I think Vieira's minutes are going to Waneri, and I think that's an upgrade. I think as a number 8, I think Moreno is an upgrade at Smith Rowe. I think Smith Rowe is a better player. I really didn't want to see Smith Rowe go, but I knew it was going to happen. I think Sterling is your right winger. Obviously, he is on loan. He's going to need replacing next summer, and we're going to have to do something in central midfield next year because one of or both are parting Jorginho.
Yeah, both are going.
Obviously, we're going to need a new goalkeeper for Neto, but that's fine. It's what, but those the players we probably wanted this summer weren't available, so why we've gone short term. I think, Sterling is an upgrade on Nelson. It's Nketiah we haven't replaced. That's the man we haven't replaced this year, which is why I would have gone Tierney out. And I would have signed Gyökeres. I spent the whole summer saying we're not signing a striker, and that's that. So I was never expecting one. So I was always talking about wide forwards coming in because I never expected to see a striker come in once Sesko decided to stay. I'd have signed Gyökeres, as I say, but I think you're right. But I think it's incorrect to say we didn't sign replacements for Smith Rowe or Vieira. It's Nketiah that we didn't replace.
Josh looks like he's about to cry with that comment.
Which one's that?
About Tierney?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. You're
about to cry.
Listen, Tierney, I've got to accept it, man. Like, the guy's been out of favour of Arsenal for how long now? Ever since, really, Zinni came in, if we're being honest with it. Ever since Zinni came in, he's been out of favour because the guy, I know he suffered with that injury, I think. He had a bad injury before.
I mean, I love Tierney, but which one?
Yeah, exactly that, man. He got injured again in the Euros as well, didn't he? For Scotland, it's just so frustrating because I think on his day, like, the guy is quality, man. Like, defensively, he's solid. Going forwards, he's superb. He can overlap, cross a ball, but not just that. He's got that leadership about him, that winning mentality. I think we were saying,
as captain at one point.
Yeah, exactly that, bro. Everyone was like saying, you know what, this guy may be future captain of Arsenal because he had that bit of like winning mentality, that leadership about him. But it's just like he's just fallen out of favour, man. It is what it is with him.
At the moment, I still cannot believe he's an Arsenal player still.
I'm shocked as well.
Well, he's an Arsenal player.
How is he still an Arsenal player?
He's an Arsenal player because he can't stay fit, and therefore you can't move him on. Who's going to sign him when he's out for 2-3 months?
That's
so
true.
I'm with you, Roy. I think, as Josh, sorry, I think I really love Kieran Tierney. I'm absolutely
I do as well.
Him and Smith Rowe, big fan favourites. Big favourites of mine. But the reality is, Tierney can't stay fit. And that's unfortunate. But secondly, he's a tactical casualty, isn't he? It's, and this is not me trying to wind up for one, but it's a bit like why Ramsdale came in for Leno. because it was about the chat changing and we wanted an inverting left back. And that's not Tierney's game. He's bombing forward. Now, ironically, it turns out that Ben White can invert. So we could have done it the other way around. But ultimately, he can't stay fit. And that's sadly what's going to cost him.
Ben White was playing as
I
a
love
centre
him.
back, though.
Sorry?
Ben White was playing as a centre back at the time, wasn't he?
He did the first season, but Zinchenko
Yeah, he
came
did.
in the summer, and obviously he moved to right back. But yeah, but you're exactly right that is partly why he was obviously not. That's why we look to do it from the left rather than right. But yeah, Kieran Tierney's going to be one of those. Oh, how I wish it could have been different for him. Players.
Yeah, one of those ones for sure, man. Listen, guys, let's move to the PSG game tomorrow, man. Obviously, massive game, Champions League at the Emirates. Listen, I'm coming into it. They're suffering with a bit of injuries themselves. I don't know if you guys I've put it on the WhatsApp about Dembele. He's actually on a really good season. He scored 4 goals, got 4 assists for them already. He's actually doing well for them. So he's actually out of the game because he's had a bit of discipline issues with Enrique. They've had a little bit of an argument, a little bit of a falling out. So he's actually out for the game. So they might have to play this 16-year-old winner, 60-year-old winner, or Colin Mawani on the win. Someone like that against us.
Yeah,
but
Colin Mawani.
Yeah, probably Colin Mawani, yeah. But listen, like, we know that they're not the same PSG that they once were in terms of the quality of players that they had. The superstars that they had, like Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. They had Hakimi, they had Verratti, they had
they still got Hakimi.
Yeah, they still got him, to be fair. But in that team with Messi, fucking thinking of Barca, Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. I think they had Sergio Ramos that season as well, and they still didn't win the Champions League. I know it's easy for us to say as Arsenal fans, right? But that's what lacks for them. Like, yeah, they dominate the league year in, year out, and they win it year in, year out.
I think the team I played for this afternoon would still finish in the top 10 in Liga. To be fair,
there we go then. Like, but listen, at the end of the day, when it comes to Champions League, they just haven't got that over the line, no matter what manager they really have. I mean, I think Luis Enrique they got now. We know what he did at Barcelona. I get the squad he had. It's Barca he had and the players he had, but he still was successful there. And I do rate him as a manager. I do think he's a decent manager there as well. In terms of some of their players, I know they're missing Dembele, but on the other side, you got Barcola. That guy is their top goal scorer right now. 6 goals in 6 games. The guy is cooking, man. He's looking, and the guy's got the pace as well. He will give us a few issues if we're not careful. I think he's probably their danger man if you're looking at it. And I've heard some of their PSG fans speaking. They think he can. They think he can replace Mbappe. That's what they're saying. So
big shout that.
Yeah, massive shout that is. I don't know. Maybe they're getting a bit over the top because of the start he's had.
Yeah.
6 goals in 6 games, but he's definitely going to be a threat there. So, BX put in the chat, big up to you, my guy Jose, bro. Zay Emery, I think he's the same. He's like 18, I think.
Yeah, he looks a lot like Ethan Waneri.
I know, he's like the BTEC Waneri, man.
You said BTEC Waneri.
That's classic.
Bro. But no, to be fair, he's about the same age as Waneri as well, I'm pretty sure. And he's a good player in there. They signed that Benfica midfielder as well. Again, he's
he's
19.
a baller.
Is it Neves? Neves?
Yeah, Neves. Probably one of the best midfielders in the world right now, I'd say.
He's looking good for them as well. So
Ruiz as well.
We were looking at before we signed Marino because of the crazy Euros he had, of course, with Spain. We know how good he was for Spain. Obviously, we know Hakimi right back has always been a decent right back there. He's always been solid. You got Marquinhos. He's a bit. He's getting a bit older now, ain't he? Yeah, but he's got that experience, to be fair.
He's 30 years old.
I thought he was older than that, bro.
I'm stunned that he's only 30. Yeah, I thought he was near old Porto's Pepe. 40.
Yeah,
I knew he wasn't that. I knew he wasn't that old, but.
But I mean, listen, like it's Champions League, obviously. Well. Yeah, he's a good player. Nuno Mendes left back, but listen, Champions League. I'm very confident. We're at Emirates because it's been the opposite when it comes to playing away for Arsenal and going to these European away grounds. It's very, very tough for Arsenal to go there and get something. But it seems like when we're at the Emirates, I mean, I go back to last season when we was last in it. Like we battered Lens 6-0, we battered PSV 4-0, and we battered Sevilla. Yeah, it was 2-0, but come on, guys. I mean,
it could have been
that
four.
should have
It's
been
like the weekend when
yeah.
it could have been a
Yeah,
cricket score.
exactly that. So, and obviously, last 16 was against Bayern. It was a 2-2 draw. I do get that. Again, that game, I thought we could have got something out of it. So, when it comes to Emirates, I feel like it's a fortress, really.
Yeah.
When it comes to European nights, so I'm very confident that we're at the Emirates. I think that will definitely play in favour to Arsenal as well, because we do have a good record, sort of good home form in European in Champions League nights. So. Yeah, listen, I think what Champions League at the end of the day. I think we have the quality there to beat PSG. I really do. I think I'll get into lineups in a minute, but I'll tell you what, I'll come to you, Dom, first, bro. What's your thoughts and feelings going into this game tomorrow, man, against PSG?
Bring it on.
Yeah, simple as that.
I mean, simple as that. I mean, look, the pressure's on Arsenal, right? Because I thought we got a decent draw in Atalanta. I think that was perfectly fine. I think it was the minimum you'd expect, but it's their first European night, etc., and it's been and gone. But I think you can't go 2 points from 2 games. So I think this is a must. It's not a must win for us in terms of qualification, but I think it's a really important one for them because otherwise the pressure really is on for the remaining 6 games, and I think the pressure's on even more because of the injuries that PSG have. So I was saying when Arsenal had those injuries, you kind of have to dampen expectations given quality of opposition slightly. If you're playing Leicester with those injuries, you expect to win it, and I don't mean that rudely to Leicester. But that the reverse is true. Although we've still got a few injuries, it is lessening. Paris Saint-Germain are in a genuine injury crisis too. Donnarumma might be unavailable on Wednesday.
I think he is, you know.
I think he'll play. I do. It's a bit like Raya for the weekend, isn't it? But
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but you've got.
I think Donnarumma's actually unavailable for the game.
He's missed the last 3 for them. To be fair, I think it's 3. It might even be 4. So
I don't even know who their backup goalkeeper is. Do you?
It's Safanov. Literally never heard of him.
Yeah,
Safanov.
Yeah, you can find him down the medicine aisle at Boots. He's really good at sorting out those rashes, but yeah,
I mean, he's kept 0 clean sheets so far with playing 2 matches.
Yeah, they should have signed Nete. But with the injuries they have, I think that puts them even more pressure on Arsenal. It really does because, like I said, what's true for them last week is true for us this week. It was true
hold
for us
on.
away.
Sorry, Dom. Did you guys just see that bubble, Rory?
Yes.
What was that, bro?
I think someone in the chat.
That's done that to me before.
Someone in the chat has hit the reaction button.
Is that what it is?
I assume someone meant to hit the thumbs down button because I was speaking, but I'm going to take it.
It's Seb in disguise because we're talking Neto early on there.
It's definitely not Seb in disguise because he would disagree with me just.
It's Seb's lawyer.
Yeah, sorry, Dom. Sorry.
But I mean, as I say, basically the point I'm making is they've got injuries. While we have some, we don't have as many, and that puts more pressure on because, as I say, it can be a genuine reason to lose a game, but we don't have those injuries that they have, and it means you'd expect to win even more than you would anyway. And I'd expect to win Champions League home games. I really would. So I pressure's on, guys. And how are you going to react? And I think they're going to react positively. I really do.
Yeah. Before we get in lineups, Rory, bro, just give your overall thoughts. How you're feeling coming to this game against PSG, man, tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm confident. I think this is going to be a very, very good test for us. With us at the Emirates and PSG in hot form, it has to be said. But as Don pointed out, they are missing key players. Lucas Hernandez is one of them, who's out with an ACL injury. Donnarumma's a major, major doubt. I was hearing something that Nuno Mendes could be a doubt for the game. So we need to obviously take advantage. And obviously, now it's a Champions League format, and it's obviously not the group stages anymore, where like there's 6 matches. It's like a league format now, like in the Premier League, where in these sort of big games, you want to obviously not do this every game, but not lose away from home, but win the games at home. Unlike the previous format, which was of course the group stages. So I do expect Arsenal to win this game. It will be a tough game. Don't get it twisted. I don't think we should be underestimating PSG because they don't have Mbappe anymore. And I'd say in terms of the players, like let's say you're not a binge watcher of League 1, then you'd look at PSG and go, yeah, comfortable win for Arsenal, right? But PSG, as I said, have started this season really, really well. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting game, and I'm looking forward to it. So bring it on.
Yeah, bring it on for sure. Listen, guys, in terms of team selection, would you guys keep it the same, or would there be? Because I think you'll keep it the same, really. Or would there be a few
Yeah,
changes?
you know what? I can see Moreno. Sorry, Moss.
Starting,
Yeah, huh?
No.
I mean, look, I can see Moreno being in the squad, but
really?
I don't see him starting. It might be a bit too soon for him, but apparently he is
Uh,
perhaps in
Do you know, my first thought there, Rory, was
contention.
no chance. But actually, you can name quite a few subs, can't you? Is it 11 or 12 subs? So actually, if he's back in training, maybe you put him on the bench. But I don't think
Yeah,
I don't expect to see him make the field against Paris Saint-Germain.
yeah, that's how
I
to
think
pronounce it, Moss, isn't it? It's
Mer-
Moreno.
Merino.
Is it
Moreno,
Marino or Moreno?
Moreno.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah,
Merino.
see,
just,
That's
one
fine.
pronounces it
just because I
Moreno.
can't have a Marino because we've had fed up with Arteta being compared to him.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
To
I
be
mean, it's
fair.
Marino doesn't really sound right, does it? Because there's no E.
Can we just call him Hey
So is it
Macareno?
Marino? Like, no, not to spell it. It's just the pronunciation. It bugs me every time.
Yeah.
Mirino sounds like we've had one too many wacky backies in the Caribbean.
Wacky backies.
But yeah, I,
But
I
yeah,
was gonna.
I can see the manager going with the exact same team.
Oh, I thought you were
I
gonna
can
say
see.
I thought you were gonna say on the Caribbean.
I mean, I can see. Obviously, Calafiori. There were slight injury scares early
Arteta
on
seems to
today.
downplay them today, but again, you've got to take his press conferences with injury updates with a bit of a pinch of salt.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. But seeing as Calafiori is in training and the injury doesn't deem to be as serious, then yeah, Calafiori should be playing as the left back, Timber as the right back, Saliba, Gabriel, midfield, Partey, Rice, and I almost said Erdegaard. Trossard, I guess.
That would be a surprise if Odegaard starts.
Yeah. And then Saka, Martinelli, and Havertz. Or it could be Havertz in the 10, and then Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard. It will exchange throughout the whole game. There's going to be
Yeah.
times where Trossard will fill in the false 9 position, whereas Havertz will drop into midfield, and vice versa. So, yeah, I can see him going for the exact same team. I would love Arteta for once to throw in a curveball and throw Wineri.
I'm gonna let you into a secret, Rory. After tonight's performance of centre half, I'm starting.
Yeah, it's well in, Dom, mate. Well in. But are you with him, Dom? Are you with Rory? Like, he's gonna keep it the same? Do you think, or?
I mean, you know me, I don't like to agree with anyone. Um, and Seb's not here, so I'm going to pick on Rory.
Seb's not here, mate. Yeah, Seb's not here.
um,
Rory's
no,
getting it today.
yeah, no, I'm joking. I've agreed with Rory twice today. I'm feeling mellow.
What is this Dom today?
Oh, dear me, it's too. I'm 40 and it's too much exercise. I think probably. I would probably go very similar. I think it would depend on Timber and Calafiori. I think you've got to be conscious of their workload, given Timber has looked really good coming off the ACL, and Calafiori obviously coming off a minor knock a few weeks ago. I'm not too worried about what happened at the weekend, judging by the fact he was in training, etc. today. I think if one of them's unfit or Ben White is fully fit, I could see Ben White coming in at right back and one of those two starting at left back. But I think if everyone is fit and available, then I would go with the team Rory picked. I think the other question mark would be, do you go Champions League? And it's a bit more about control. Do you go Jorginho for party? Is the other possible
Yeah,
challenge. But I would that wouldn't surprise me. But I would go same 11 if everyone's fit. But I think they're the two question marks. Really are: does Jorginho come in, and if one of Timber or Calafiori needs a rest, given we've got to be careful with those two, and Ben White's fit and available, does he come in? But I think that's a fitness question on those three that we don't have the information for. But otherwise, I go same again. I would agree with Rory.
there we go. He's agreeing with Rory.
By the way,
For the
I've just
third
seen
time tonight, by
Pepe.
the way.
I've just seen Pepe's just scored for Villarreal.
What, Nicholas Pepe?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
have him over. I'd have him over Neto.
Any day.
100%.
For the record, obviously not. Despite the fact he actually does have a Premier League, he is better. But I mean, I did use statistics earlier to prove that Sterling's having a better season than Neto. So you know,
By the way,
that might have been the fishing trip that Rory was mentioning earlier.
fishing trip. By the way, we got a PSG fan, I think, in the chat. Big up to you, bro. He says Dembele's a big miss for us. Hopefully, the other attackers turn up. Barcolla's been on fire this season. Yeah, guys, that's the question. Like, is there any players that you're looking at PSG and thinking, apart from maybe Barcola, can cause us issues?
What, any other players?
Yeah, other than Barcola, because the only one for me in your, with all due respect to you, FB, bro, in your attack is probably Barcola.
Well, their midfield is looking good.
Yeah.
João Neves, a player to watch out for. Arguably one of the best midfielders in the world, I'd say right now. Yeah, he's mustard.
They got Vitina, haven't they? But Vitina, but I think
he's good. I've got to mention him as well.
Yeah, and so is that young lad they bought in the summer. Was it Desiree Doué? Thank you.
Yeah. I think he's injured as well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
they're suffering injuries, man.
Asensio's out.
Well. Asensio as well. Yeah,
he's out
as always. But yeah, he's out again.
I think their defense is good though, isn't it? You got Skriniar,
Skriniar,
yeah. You know their defense is solid. I know Lucas Hernandez is out, but I think their defense is solid. I think their midfield is solid, but Barcolo's the one you want to worry about going forward, which probably means some random dude is going to go and score the first you watch. But
yeah. He also says our midfield would be interesting. We have very good technical players, but physicality might be an issue against Arsenal. That's true, to be honest, because like if they play Zaire Emery, if they play João Neves,
that might strengthen the case for Party. I was saying earlier about the control versus that. If that, I haven't seen a lot of them, but if that is the case, that probably strengthens the case for what Roy was saying. Use the same again.
Our fullbacks like to go also attack a lot, so that could be a place where you take the advantage. Yeah, again, possibly.
Martinelli in behind then.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, Hakimi, that guy bonds forward all the time.
But at the same time, we like to invert our fullbacks, so we'll leave space down the flanks as well. Hence why this is going to be a fascinating game. I'm pretty sure because we could get down their flanks but at the same time, they can get down our
Do you-
flanks
Guys, do
because
you
we
think that
invert
might
our fullback.
do you think that might strengthen the case for White starting at right back and Timber going back to left back? Genuinely, actually, given the threat of
Yeah,
Hakimi, does that strengthen almost
possibly.
does that like a Tomiyasu, where actually we lost some of the inversion, and Timber obviously can invert, but that might actually strengthen the case for that. Now that all depends on whether Arteta thinks that his side's better than PSG and therefore doesn't want to adjust overly, but that could strengthen the case there for Calafiori being the one that misses out. But
Maybe.
these are the options you want to have. You're replacing a good player with a good player, whatever you do.
Yeah, no, 100%. Our defense this season has been Marquinhos. Oh yeah, Paco as well. Is he
Is
the
Skriniar
Ecuadorian
injured
guy?
as well?
Is he injured as well, Skriniar? That's a
No,
big miss for them.
he's saying here that Skriniar's not favoured by the manager and he's not started, but he's not a bad option to bring off the bench, is he? I mean, I didn't know that. I've not seen a lot of Paris Saint-Germain this year,
That's
to be fair.
bizarre.
Listen, in terms of obviously, if the worst comes to the worst, and we obviously don't get the result in this game, obviously Atlanta 0-0, PSG we got Inter Milan away coming up. I know it's Shakhtar first, I'm pretty sure. But
Yeah.
in terms of getting in this top 8, right? Do you think that will affect us, Dom? Say we come to match day 4 and it's like we haven't won in match day 4, to try and get into the top 8.
I
If
think
we don't get the result.
top 8's over if you got 3 draws or less from your first 3. And at that point, it's Arteta out. No. Yeah, I think that's probably your top 8. Look, I think the top 8. There are probably 12 teams, if there were no surprises, that would all feel they should be getting the top 8, but 12 into 8 doesn't go, so 4 are going to miss out. Don't ask me to name them. I've just roughly sort of said that's roughly where it is. It might be 11, it might be 13, but you get the idea. I think you've got to win the home catch. If you want to get top 8, you've got to win. You've got to get at least 10 points at home, minimum. I think you're going to need 24 points of 8. I think you're going to need 18 points to get top 8. And that's becoming very, very difficult to do if you're at the halfway stage with 3 points. In fact, it's impossible. You can't get there if you've got 3 points. Well, you can just get there if you've got 3 points going into match day 4. So yeah, I think you want to be at 7 points going into that, given you've got Shakhtar next.
Oh yeah.
Tom's right. Tom's right here.
That's a very good point.
I suspect that might have been because of the opposition, but yeah, I agree entirely. You just do not want that.
Yeah,
against PSG.
Yeah.
Jorginho is the last man. Nah. Oh yeah, he plays with a high line, doesn't he, Luis Enrique? Yeah, with the tiki taka.
Do you guys rate him as a manager?
Asking me, you know the answer already.
I swear we did a pod months ago. We had a whole debate saying that you don't rate Enrique, Rory.
Yeah, and I still don't rate him
because the players he had at Barca. That's what you said. Because the players he had at Barca made him good.
No, I didn't.
Because we had a whole debate: who's better, Emery or
That
Enrique?
was not the reason. No. I can't even remember myself. So you guys can judge yourselves on that. But I did not say that.
I think he's better than Allegri.
Oh yeah, but
I
did not say that the reason why Enrique is not a good manager was because he had world-class players at his disposal.
Yeah, I swear you did, mate.
No, I didn't.
He was like, oh, that's why he won the Champions League, because he had Messi.
No, I did not say that.
When we're doing the talking ball. Big up talking ball, man. We need to bring that back one day.
Oh, what episode was it? What episode was it?
I think it was like episode 4 when we were talking about Emery and how I think Emery got Villa top 4 or something. I can't remember now, bro. It was ages ago, mate. But anyway, no. What I'm saying, yeah, like,
I'm enjoying this. Normally it's me stirring
get
trouble.
the popcorn out. Get the popcorn out. But no, you said, I swear, bro. I swear you said
I
about
never
Enrique.
did.
You was like, oh, that's only why he's got Champions League is because of he had Messi in his.
No, no, I didn't.
All right, so then why don't you rate him then? That's the reason.
Oh my god! Because we're in 2024, for God's sake. We were in 23 the time we did that talking ball.
So have you changed your mind?
No.
Well, then why don't you rate him then?
At the moment, he's not a great manager.
I don't think he's a great manager. I think he's a good
What's
to
he,
very good manager.
what's he done at PSG so far?
He won the league, didn't he?
He won the league last year.
So did Pochettino.
In fairness, so you bloody well should win that league when you're PSG. To be fair,
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You know, I think the real test at Paris Saint-Germain of whether you're a good manager or not is whether you win the Champions League. And that doesn't mean you're a bad manager if you don't win it, because I think there have been some very good managers that have been there and haven't won it.
Yeah, look how many managers they had. They didn't win it. Like they had Tuchel, didn't they, as well? Once.
Yeah.
He
You know,
he got them.
He got them
He got
to the
the
final.
final. Yeah.
Yeah, and to some extent, right, even when Luis Enrique had Messi, Suarez, and Neymar at his disposal, it was only once.
Did he have them?
Well, I don't think he was a manager when.
Yeah, like
it's
at Barcelona.
Who won the Champions League the following season after when Barcelona did?
I thought he meant at PSG then for a second. I was like, no, that wasn't him.
No, I'm talking about Barcelona. When they had Suarez, Neymar, and Messi at his disposal, it was only one season where Barcelona did the treble.
I mean, look, I think there's a couple of things here.
The following season, what happened? 2017, PSG, I think they got knocked out by Juventus in the following round. I can't remember the stage, but I think it was like quarterfinals or something.
I think there's a couple of things here.
No, I can't have said because Luis Enrique had world-class players in his squad because he won the treble and that was it.
So I think there's two things here. I think firstly on Paris Saint-Germain, I think part of the reason, and FB will correct me here, he knows far more about Paris Saint-Germain than I do. So if he says I'm totally wrong, you know, I'll bow to him 100% on this one. Look at me being magnanimous this evening. What's happened to me? But what was I going to say? But I think the first thing is I think the balance of their squad has not been right. It can steamroll a League One because you've got, you know, when you had that Messi, Neymar and Mbappe front three, well, none of them are going to track back. They're all going to go going forward. It puts a lot of pressure on you. You can do that in League One and still win the games, but you can't in Champions League. And I think that has hindered them. I think that'll be interesting to see how they're now developing the squad. I think they've realised that, and I think they're trying to get that balance a little bit better now. But FB will correct me on that. I think on Enrique, I think he's a really good manager. I don't think I put him in the top bracket yet, but I don't see any reason to think why he can't be there. And I would not be stunned. I don't think it'll happen this year. I don't think it'll happen next year because I think they're just trying to build the squad up to the point where it gets that balance right. And it isn't just all that gung-ho to go for the Champions League rather than sort of going to buy superstars. But I wouldn't be shocked if he's there in 2, 3, 4 years' time still as a manager if he wins them the Champions League. I wouldn't be stunned if he was the manager that took them there because I do think he's a very good manager. He's just not, for me, he's not the top bracket. It's a bit like Arteta. I think Arteta will become one of the best managers in the world. I don't think he's a million miles off, but he has to sort of show that he can take the next step. And I think Enrique is probably ahead of him right now because of what he has done. But he's been managing for longer, but I think he still just needs that last little bit to make that last little step. But I think he's a very good manager.
When he came in as well in his first season, I think he had to sign like about 14 players in his first window, by the way. He literally had a massive overhaul squad.
Yeah, they cleared everyone out.
About 12, they got everyone out, signed about 13 new players in one window. I'm sure this guy at FB will correct me how many it was, but In one's window is crazy. There's
Yeah,
like signing.
FB's just cleared up the confusion that me and you were having, Josh, which was when Rory was talking about Barca, and we both thought it was PSG, but he was talking about Barca, so we're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about Barcelona.
Yeah.
Also, that gets me on to my next point. What did Luis Enrique do at Spain?
No, hold on a minute. It's international football.
And he won the treble at Barcelona, and that was it.
I swear, you use that narrative. You use that narrative to.
Are we?
defend
Sorry,
someone.
are we living in 2015 or? Sorry, what has he done?
You can't. It's international football, though, man.
I think there's two things. I think there's two things. I think there's
Him
two
getting
things.
knocked out in the Champions League every flipping season in the early stages.
I think there's two things here with international football, right? One, I think it's very, very different. You often see managers that have been successful at club football be unsuccessful at international management and vice versa. I also think, secondly, that look, there's two tournaments every 4 years. You got two chances to win stuff, unless you count the European Nations League, which I don't really. I know it technically does, but I don't really count it. It's the Euros and the or the Copa America, depending on which nation you are, and the World Cup, right? Only two teams can win them, and there's probably 4 or 5 teams every tournament that legitimately think they can. And I don't mean just think that they're going to win it, but they're a bit shit. I mean, that legitimately have a chance to win it. I do, however, think he probably underachieved with Spain, but I think he started to lay the foundations for their rise, and I think that's why it's a little bit difficult to talk about what did he win there, because you've got one chance every 2 years to win one thing, and it takes one bad game, and we know this in cup football, and you're out. One bad performance, and we see it in Premier League or leagues around the world. You can get away with a bad performance because you've got 37 other opportunities. Well, if you have that bad game in a knockout, you're out, and that's it. And you could lose to some tin pot nation just by playing really badly.
Well, by the way, can I just say this now? Yeah, what I did say about Luis Enrique, yeah, I'm not saying he's not a good manager, because yeah, like, he's won trophies, he's won major honours, brilliant. I'm pretty sure my point was referring to, like, who will replace Mikel Arteta, and I said I didn't want Enrique because his football will get exposed in the Premier League, because it's always this kamikaze style. You know what I mean? With this tiki taka, vavavoom. You know what I mean? That's why I said I didn't want Enrique. I'm pretty sure that's what we were referring to anyway. Not whether or not I
What,
rated
to
the manager.
replace Arteta?
Yeah, I swear.
Was you Arteta out?
No. No, I swear. I swear it was when we were through that bad patch when we lost to West Ham and Fulham, and we had a discussion about managers and that. I swear, there's no way I came on here and said he was not a good manager.
Let's find the clip again. I don't remember what stream it was, mate. Like I think we did about 8 different ones. There's all the same thumbnail, so it's going to be hard to try and find them. It's going to be trying hard to find the right one, but
Rory might have helped you out there, though, Josh. Right, because if it's around that time, which, by the way, I never thought we should have replaced the manager at that point, but
yeah, Rory.
but at least you know roughly where it is. But no, I think Enrique's a good manager.
No, hold on, I'm talking about Barcelona here, FB. I was talking about Barcelona.
Yeah, that's what we were just
agreed that he did not coach Neymar or Messi in PSG. I was referring to Barcelona.
Barca, yeah.
But Josh and I got confused and thought you were talking about PSG at the time. Then we realised you meant Barca, which is what FB was helping us out with.
Can you
also
stop?
fucking Eric? Imagine your parents bringing you up. Imagine your parents bringing you up and calling you fucking Derek.
Come on, Rory.
Oh,
be nice.
God.
Be nice.
What's wrong with these people?
Moving
be
on.
Nice.
But yeah,
Derek
listen, guys.
Army, you know. Is this your brother, bro? Dom.
How old do you think I am? No, it's no relation.
One of your siblings trolling in the chat?
No relation, I assure you.
No relation.
But nice.
But listen, guys, let's get in predictions, man. Let's get score predictions. I'm going tight, man. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. Look, we're gonna
Oh,
win, but
that's
I'm
what I was
gonna
going to
go
go
with
with.
tight. Oh, he's going 2-1 as well.
I'll go 3-1. I'll go
He's going
3-1.
3-1. There we go. Dom's going 3-1. What about you, Rory, bro?
I'm saying 2-0 Arsenal.
Clean sheet.
Clean
Yeah.
sheet. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. 2-0, 2-1, 3-1. Yeah, simple as
Well,
that, guys.
shall I make another bold prediction that we're
Oh,
going to
go on.
score again from a set piece, like I did
Oh,
in the?
what a bold prediction that is.
I mean,
Can I make
look.
an even bolder prediction than Rory?
Go on.
Oh my
I think
god.
I reckon the game is going to be this week.
What?
No, but it's me predicting. Like it might not happen. It's a prediction at the end of the day.
Oh, it might not happen. The pitch could get waterlogged.
Yeah, but I got it right when we did the preview or the podcast against Tottenham, and I said to score from a set piece. So it's kind of bold in that aspect.
I mean,
is
in
it
fairness,
not?
in fairness, though, Rory, everyone scores from set piece against Tottenham apart from United. So
Oh my god. Well, yeah, but still, I want to predict the goal scorers. That's what I want to do
go on then.
because
Go on
I
then.
predicted pretty much the correct outcome against Tottenham. So if I do it again, then surely I get it right for a second time now.
Go
Right?
on, go.
Who I'm going to go for? I'm going to
Magic
go.
8 Ball, tell me who it is.
I'm going to say Havertz and Martinelli. Clip this.
How about some Martinelli? Oh, I've clipped it.
Yeah,
Clipped.
because Martinelli does perform well in the Champions League. Oh my mother's life! If it does end 2-0 and those are the two goal scorers. By the way, I'm still waiting for your forfeit for Italy crashing out early doors.
Huh? Oh, he disconnected. What a shame, man. He's gone.
You've
What a
wonkered him.
shame he's gone. He disconnected, man. What a shame. What happened there? Oh, poor Rory, man. His
Midway
Wi-Fi's
talking about
bad.
it as well. Oh,
Oh, what a shame, man. What a shame. Oh, he's back now.
Oh, yeah. So when's that going to happen then?
what, that
No,
you
but-
get wonkered again? It's what Tim calls it on his stream. It came because I made him laugh so much once he kicked me off, and then it sort of became a thing, and it's been called wonkered. I don't know why, but
Wonkered. Oh. There we go. We've got a saying for it now as well.
Oh.
There we go. Wonkered.
I think
But,
he's trademarked it.
Big up to him, man. But yes, guys. Anything you guys want to touch on before we wrap it up, or we covered everything?
I'll go with my goal scorers because I was going to go with
Yeah.
the same two. Funny enough, Rory had with two, but I fancy Saka to get one, so I was going to drop Havertz and give Saka one. But as I went 3-1 because someone hit me 2-1. But it's your show, so I'll let you. I'm going to go with the front three, getting one each.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Listen, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. Of course, match day show around 5 o'clock. Watch along, and then match review coming straight after the game. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Just quickly, Dom, you want anything to plug?
Absolutely, Jackal. It's all I've got, mate.
Nah, Dom, man, when's the channel coming, bro?
I'm thinking about it.
He's thinking, guys. Yeah, maybe.
I didn't realise that people, when they did videos, by the way, did like 3 or 4 takes and sort of put it all together. I just did one take on the one video I did. I thought that's how everyone did it. But I've no idea how to use a computer. I've no idea how to do everything. It's a bit of an issue if you're running a channel.
Nah, listen, like
But-
you. Yeah, go on. You got
I'm not joking. At work, and this is genuinely true, I needed a graph drawing on Excel, and admittedly, I can do it. It just takes me a bit of a while. So I drew it on a piece of paper and held it up to the screen and went, "Can you make that?"
Oh my.
In fairness, we had like 10 minutes to do it, and I can do it. It would have taken me the entire 10
Yeah.
minutes. But
Oh
yeah,
man. But there we go. Rory, bro, you got anything coming up?
You know what? I'm actually going to pay for the StreamYard upgrade, the yearly
You're gonna
one, this week.
really
So I might be able to start streaming again this week.
40 quid a month.
Yeah. But the thing is, I don't really have many issues with StreamYard,
I
unlike
do.
yourself.
Fuck,
So
I've had an absolute mare tonight, yeah. Dom, did I even tell you? I forgot to send you a link in the first place. I sent it to Rory, yeah. And I know you're obviously on now, but like, I didn't realize I completely forgot until you gave me a message like 5 minutes ago. So, and then my mic messed up tonight. Literally, I've had an absolute mare tonight, man. I'm surprised I'm not froze today, people. Maybe some
is that why?
phone,
Is that why I can see your
why did
laptop?
you say that? Why did you bring that up? If we're going to do so now.
Oh yeah, the freezing. Yeah.
To be fair, it's much better quality on your phone. So
I'll turn it in, mate.
Actually,
Nah, this
genuine.
comment.
it is
This
though.
comment. Nah, just read this comment.
Oh.
Schlotterbeck and Pedro Neto.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
See you later.
Someone's going to have to explain this one to me.
Apparently, Rory looks like Schlotterbeck, which I actually agree with. Apparently, I look like Pedro Neto.
I mean, I'd take looking like Pedro Neto. Thanks very much. I'll have that all day long. Oh, Slotterbeck's back.
No, but listen, going back to the StreamYard, yeah. Yeah, what I need to get is what you got, Rory. Like real talk, you got the camera. You put on top of
Yeah.
the laptop, right? The 4K one. Because like on my phone, it's actually it's so much better quality, man. It's just I ain't got the mic to connect with it, so I must use AirPod output settings, mate. You know, just so here you guys. But yeah, man.
The mic quality is no problem, and you're much clearer. And look, you haven't nipped down for your Big Mac.
There we go. No McDonald's Wi-Fi. Who was McDonald's people? No McDonald's Wi-Fi tonight. Like, there we go. Yeah, it is robbery, man. It's all good when it's like 20 quid a month, but then they want to up it to another 20 quid. Don't know why, but
I mean, that's literally 100% increase. Like that's huge.
Yeah, literally. And all they've added is like you can make yourself a circle or something. They've kept all the things the same.
And you can do a little thumbs up bubble.
Yeah,
thumbs up, friend. friend.
Good friend.
The sad thing is I could never join that in because I don't have friends.
Oh,
there we go. But yeah, guys, no, big up when he came on. Dom, pleasure to have you on as always, man. Rory, as always. I know Seb's not here today. He's packing for his holiday. So, do you know where he's going? By the way, I don't know where he's going, Dom.
Yeah, I was going to ask him.
Why would you ask me that on here? Because now I've got to admit I don't know.
Even he don't know. Dom, you've made me laugh tonight. There we go. Big up, Tom.
You gotta come on, Tom, bro. Come on.
Tom, you gotta come on, man.
Hang on, quick question for Tom. One, did I make you laugh because I was genuinely funny? Because that's never happened before. Or was it my opinions? Because if not, I'm going to cry. So you're either going to make me very happy or very sad, mate.
But yeah, no. Yeah, look, Seb, mate, enjoy your holiday if you're watching this.
I hope he has a nice holiday. But the question is, when are the four of us going to Thorpe Park and carrying a car door around?
Nah, bro. Big up Dom, mate. Big up Dom.
Oh my God.
I'll tell you what, though. If you two invite me to a fashion show, I'm not going.
Oh my days.
It'll be a different kind of ball we'd be talking then.
Oh my God.
Guys, let's wrap this up, people. Big up everyone who tuned in, man. We're back tomorrow. Match day tomorrow. We'll see you guys there. And yeah, come on, you Gunners, man. Big game tomorrow. Let's get the win. Let's beat PSG. And guys, we're out of it. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Come on, you Gunners.
Pedro Neto over